You are listening to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast. Welcome to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast. I am your host, Brandy Williams. Happy to be back with some energetic updates of what's happening in the cosmos this week. And there's actually not too much happening until the end of the week, more so, which thank God, because many of us could be coming from a week of lower energy, experiencing some mental fatigue. Some things could have felt like they failed to launch last week or not gone as planned with Mars stationing retrograde, Mars being our planet of energy, willpower, and how we get things done. Then Mercury is still retrograde, which is our planet of transportation and communication and tech. So, not to mention these ongoing conversations between the Sagittarius and Gemini energies that are found in our lives right now, opposing each other. Just a lot going on that could cause things to feel mixed up. It can feel like too much is on our plates, too much on our minds, a lot of overwhelm. So, it's really important to ground this energy, to sit with it, go for a walk. Pull cards if that's your thing, prayer, meditation, warm showers, just anything that supports us to go slower. So, December 10th, the Sun in Sagittarius made a trine to Chiron retrograde in Aries. Chiron is our soul wounding. It's the thing that happened to us that really wounded us in some way that never seems to heal, but there is always some type of wisdom that is available to be extracted from that wound. That is what Chiron is. So that is in this harmonious conversation with the sun who is still in Sagittarius. This is really illuminating bigger picture thinking, illuminating the bigger picture of where we are going in our lives and what's possible, giving us courage to see something bigger happening for ourselves. Some of us are starting to see how the proverbial or real life weapons that formed against us are putting us in position to prosper. Amen. What could have been meant to do us harm and sent to do us harm has turned around for our highest good. What the Bible said? Turn your enemies into your footstool. That kind of vibe is going on with this transit. I don't want to start preaching, so I'm gonna leave that right there. But that is also, that's a beautiful place to be. All right now. And heaven is pretty quiet for the next couple of days. Then Thursday, December 12th, Mars retrograde in Leo opposes Venus in Aquarius at 6 degrees of their signs. And this could be quite a few things. So this could potentially put us at odds with another person. It could put us at odds with two different types of energy within ourselves. This is a push or pull between the masculine and feminine ways of doing things and getting what we want. We could also be coming up against some power dynamics this week, struggles between men and women, struggles between partners, or even friends. With all the fire signs activated, having some type of planet or point in them right now, we could be coming up against anger and feeling impatient because there is a strong drive to create something new and to take action on something this week and really for the rest of the month. So, Mars is the masculine principle. It is our planet of how we fight, how we take action, and our willpower to get things done. Mars is really strong in the sign of Leo. When Mars is in Leo, when he wants something, he doesn't let anything or anyone get in his way of getting it, including himself. So, Mars in Leo has the tendency to be performative and will wear masks to get results and approval, will also change things up to get approval and validation and results from an outside party. But Mars in Leo is currently retrograde. So Mars in Leo is undergoing a reassessment of energy. And if we allow ourselves to take this opportunity to go inward and reassess, we get to see all of the ways that we could have been conditioned to show up and perform for awards, praise, or validation. So from this internal space, we may see that taking certain action and performative attempts is not the best idea for our highest good right now. It is not in our alignment of being our authentic selves, and it may even be intercepted in some way. So, on the other hand, Venus is the feminine principle of attracting the things that she wants and has the ability to magnetize people, money, and opportunities to her. Venus in Aquarius is a strong believer in the law of attraction and can be quite detached from the outcome. So, this is kind of like that idea of I want something and the how is none of my business. I'm just going to put that intention into the universe and attract that back to me. Venus in Aquarius is mostly concerned with doing something attached to a cause versus climbing up the corporate or social ladder or even receiving a lot of money. That is not the top priority for this energy. She is more concerned with vibing out with her tribe, finding and attracting her tribe, and having the freedom to be her true authentic self. Therefore, Venus in Aquarius energy refuses to perform for anyone or anything, and she will not wear a mask. And Venus just left a transformative conjunction with Pluto in Aquarius. So she really went through some things. She got a renewed sense of self happening, and right now, she's stronger than Mars in Leo being retrograde. So, if the feminine is stronger than the masculine, we can conclude that this is a time to work with our intuition, to see the vision with the mind's eye, and then call it in energetically. Knowing that when something is done in alignment to our true authentic selves, it will always be the right time and right on time. But Mars and Leo doesn't like to be second, doesn't like to be undermined, and damn sure doesn't like to be told no. And these are two fixed signs. So neither of them is going to want to budge. So we could be experiencing this in our own day to day lives. We could experience some type of resistance to this law of attraction or just wait and see type of energy. There could be conflict or tension between two opposing energies. And because Mars is suppressed right now, one of those parties could feel frustrated, angry, or even so this is not a good day to bring something up or hash it out because it may not go well. We want to be mindful of any passive aggressive behavior because Mars and Leo is suppressed. This is an energy that usually can say what's on its mind, but it's operating backwards. So it may result to temper tantrum like behaviors and just being passive aggressive. We could see people losing their shit on something or someone, and we don't want to be the one losing our shit because it's just not us, right? It's the energy that is influencing us to feel this way. And we just want to remember that as we navigate feelings of frustration or roadblocks, something that feels like a no could just be a not yet. Then the next day, December 13th, Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius will form a sextile to Venus in Aquarius. So this is a short and sweet transit between the brother and sister planet. This could indicate or symbolize a third party coming in, acting as a mediator between two opposing energies such as Mars and Venus. Someone bringing a lightness to the tension, telling a couple of jokey jokes, creative solutions, or a compromise between two opposing energies. December 14th, we have our Gemini full moon. Moon at 24 degrees of Gemini. The sun will be at 24 degrees of Sagittarius, happening around 3 a.m. Central, so adjust for wherever you are in the world. Full moons are a time of release. It is watching something come full circle. It is what I like to call the labor and delivery after a gestational period, and it is illuminating something that we're meant to understand. Gemini is the sign of communication, how we express ourselves honestly. It is about being flexible, lighthearted, and having fun, posing the energy of the higher mind and the bigger picture of where we want life to take us. This could be some sort of breakthrough. Perhaps we will hear about something we didn't know, a fun and lighthearted revelation of some sort, or something that eases the mind a bit or de escalates our nervous system. On the other hand, there could be a feeling of overwhelm and mental fatigue as we contemplate the bigger picture versus our daily work, the step by step of how this dream is going to happen. Jupiter in Gemini could have us feeling like there's just too much to do, too much on our plate, not enough time to do it, or this feeling of I should be doing more. And if you are experiencing this, you want to calm the nervous system down. Make sure you are connecting to your deep breathing because Gemini does rule the lungs. So we want to make sure we take our time to really tap into those breathing techniques and just take some full deep breaths before we make decisions on something. This full moon is being hosted or managed by the planet Mercury because Mercury manages anything that happens in the sign of Gemini, and Mercury is still retrograde until Sunday. So we want to be mindful of those retrograde hiccups that can happen in things like communication, transportation, and tech. We may want to hold off on verbalizing something because miscommunications can intensify this week, and those active fire signs can bring up a surge of anger and rage, causing a small mishap to really get out of hand. So we just may want to not talk about something. I suggest until the new year, but if you just can't wait, please let it be after the 15th so that Mercury can station direct But also keep in mind, Mercury has a retrograde period until January 3rd. That's why I say, can we just hold off until the new year to have a big conversation with a colleague or a best friend, or just hashing something out that we want to address? Because that may not go well, and it may fall upon ears that are just not in a position to hear you right now with all of this energetic influence that's happening. Full moon is squaring the planet Neptune, which is our planet of everything beyond the physical world, spirituality, illusions, delusions, dreams, and our intuition, bringing something magical and spiritual into our awareness. So we could be experiencing disruptions of sleep this weekend, and we probably or maybe could have experienced disrupted sleep throughout the week, because that Gemini energy will put a lot of things on our minds. And so we could lose sleep over something that we're thinking about. But all in all, we could feel disrupted sleep in the middle of the night when this full moon is definitely coming to its culmination. And that is the spiritual realm contacting us to receive deep spiritual messages and insights. We could be receiving clarification on something that we could have been pondering on for some time now, and something broadening our perspectives that could bring relief to something we've been stressing about. So if we do have any type of dream that we remember, we definitely want to write that down as soon as we wake up, because there's so much symbolism in dreams. They mean a lot of things, and we lose so many aspects of the dream if we wait. So as soon as you get up in the morning, write that dream down. If you don't have time to write, put it in voice notes. But there's important messages happening in our dreams this week. During this time, Mars in Leo also brings clarity and has an answer for something we've been trying to figure out. So be on the lookout for something that drops into your energetic awareness and feels like a aha, now I know which way I need to go. But just a reminder, not necessarily time to take action on anything, because we are still in a planning phase. So we're simply holding the dream, the goal, the next step with the mind's eye, but not pushing the execute button just yet. And that is going to be the energy really for the remainder of December and into January. This is not going to be new year, new you energy, starting a bunch of new things, because the energy of December and early January is not supporting any fast movement. So we definitely want to be mindful of trying to take on too many new things too fast. Of course, we have free will, so you can take what resonates and you can do all the new stuff you want, but it's just not really supported to do so. Also, be mindful of any huge financial investments. Really check the fine print, read the contracts, really understand what you're getting into and what you're getting out of an investment if you are going to still make one, and just read something twice. So, not too much information, but enough to have a quick recap. So, let's go. We're going to avoid starting anything new, right? Maybe, kind of, low key. Try to avoid starting anything new or too many things new. Take extreme care if you plan to make a huge investment or purchase. We could come up against some power dynamics this week with someone who wants to do something completely opposite, or we could just want to do something completely opposite than we're trying to force ourselves to do. We want to watch out for conflicts and passive aggression. Listen to any anger that comes up, because she goes by another name. So we want to sit with that anger and figure out what that is. Be on the lookout for messages, downloads, and synchronicities in the real world, our dream world, and our intuition this week. Write any type of message or anything that drops into your awareness. You want to write that down. But don't start anything new. Try to just not start anything new. Instead, strengthen and stabilize what is already ongoing, what you already have in motion. That is all I have for the cosmos this week. I hope everyone has a peaceful and restful week. Go slow. Honor the energy that your body is wanting to happen for itself. And I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye. You are listening to the Free Spirit Astrology Podcast.